Light it. I'm high, but I'm getting high.
Welcome back. We are here, Coffee, Blunts, and Donuts, episode 22. Woo. We are here. It's your girl, Natasha Tamara.
It's your boy, Gas Daddy.
We're here to have some rich, well-rounded discussions from a higher perspective. Today, we are going high up, okay?
We got a special guest.
Let them know who's in the building today. I'm going to hold up this. So
we're gonna let him introduce himself because this is a very intricate man right here. This is a victim from the war on drugs, especially when you look at where cannabis is today.
Yes, sir.
This is definitely a man who has a lot of cannabis knowledge due to the fact of, and we can talk about it all, right?
Yeah.
He was selling cannabis since the age of 14, 15?
14, 15, yep. I started at the Hemp Fest. I got an ounce. I broke it up into dime bags. I had my beeper. And I gave out a little piece of paper with my beeper number.
Wow.
At the Hemp Fest. Now, is this in the Commons?
At the Boston Common, yep.
And it's from a legendary city?
Yes, Charlestown. Code of Silence, the town.
He's here to talk all about it. I'm going to dive deep until
good,
you
the
say
bad,
your
and
name
the ugly.
and where
especially
you
the
coming from.
Smoky.
Yes.
Thank you. So I am Derek D. That's what my Instagram is. My name's Derek D'Ambrosio. I am a social equity applicant. I have been selling cannabis since I was 15. I'm 44. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I might know a thing or two about how to do this.
Right.
I started at, the Hemp Fest when I was young, and I moved up for a long time. I was just selling small amounts. And then, an ounce turned into a Q turned into a half pound, and so on. It's the same story. Like I started
That's what happens in the industry,
and then, I just kind of got used to it. But when I saw the writing on the wall and things started to change and it was, starting to go legal, that's when I wanted to go serious with this. I saw an opportunity for me to be able to actually build a brand and make a real difference. I kind of look at it like it's like when Prohibition ended. You see these brands that popped up, and This is a real opportunity to create generational wealth, at least in my lifetime. This is something new. It was something I was good at. And the way I looked at it is that there was no way in hell I was going to let all these Chads and Brads get into the game and make all this money when me and my friends, we put our lives on the line for this shit.
Right. A major corporation jumping in and out of this. Right.
So, I did know that I had to cross over, that you couldn't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Right. So I completely stopped everything that I was doing, and I went to the lawyers that had kept me out of jail all those years, and I opened up a consulting company, and I basically, it's called Green Path Consulting Group. Okay. I started it with a partner who's also a social equity applicant, and we were going out and we were trying to help companies that were trying to get into the legal cannabis space, and we were the cannabis experts. So I ended up finding an investor to do a retail group. We tried to open up near BC, and everything worked. It checked all the boxes legally. We were supposed to be able to open up at this location. So we got the lease. We put money down. We went through the whole process. We lost about 30 grand because when it got to the host community agreement, some people showed up and they said that they didn't want it there. So we got turned down.
And what was this for? The consultant firm?
That was for our first retail store.
Okay.
It was going to be in Boston College, right near Boston College. Now there's a store open closer to Boston College. But back then when we first applied, it was easy to get people to waste a lot of money. So I lost 30 grand my first time trying. So, and this was not my money. I had an investor that gave me money to open up, and he still trusts me. And we found a second location, and that was Cape Cod Cannabis. So it took us 3 years and about $1 million to open our first retail store.
Where in Cape Cod is that in?
That's in Wellfleet.
Oh, okay. It's the center of Cape Cod.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. So I'm not from Cape Cod. I didn't know anything about Cape Cod. I'm a Boston boy, but that was the first store that we could open. It was the lowest barrier to entry. Wow. So I moved down to Cape Cod, and I opened up the store with 3 partners. We ran it every day. It was very successful. once that got up and running, it was on autopilot. So I don't have to be there anymore. I ended up making a deal with a good friend of mine, a buddy that we went through the whole process together. And it's Elevated Roots. They're a retail store down in South Shore in Kingston. So I have a deal with them to do home delivery in social consumption lounges once that becomes a reality.
Okay.
At the moment, the way the rules are set up right now, it doesn't make sense for us to do a home delivery in South Shore.
Okay.
So
why is that?
Because we can't deliver to the no towns.
I think that's what Devin Alexander was talking about that time.
So even though they got rid of the 2-driver rule, we're just taking away from our current clients. It's cannibalizing our current business. And it doesn't make sense to operate into Boston from down there. It's too long. So for us, that's not our priority. They just opened up a cultivation facility. They're growing fire. They have a really nice retail. They're expanding that. And we're really looking forward to social consumption once we're able to do that.
And a no town is a place with no dispensaries.
Yeah, they won't allow cannabis.
Okay.
Like Duxbury and some of those towns, very rich usually. And these are the clients that we want to be able to serve. Right. And they honestly
they just go buy it somewhere else.
Yeah,
exactly.
they don't. What they're going to do is they're going to send one of their people into your store and buy it because they won't be caught dead in one of our stores.
Right.
So they send runners to go pick it up for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. And so where are you working mostly out of now? I know you're the chief marketing officer at
for Erva. Erva means cannabis in Portuguese.
Okay.
That is so dope. I love hearing all these cannabis names and where they come from. So where did that start from and what do you do there?
So it was started by a good friend of mine named Ruben. He's from New Jersey, but he moved up here. He was a caregiver. He was doing custom tinctures and topicals for kids with cancer, working with the cannabis nurses. He's a health and wellness brand, right? Mainly CBD, CBN, CBG. These are the minor cannabinoids that they don't get you high, but they're really good for you. Like pain, inflammation, sleep, things like that. These are the type of tinctures and topicals and products like that can make a difference in people's lives, their daily routine. So that's what he focuses on. And he partnered with Bedell's, which is it's called Bedell's Edibles. And we have a micro business license out in Florence, Mass, which is way out west. And that's where we manufacture Packwoods, or now known as Packs. So it was, it was a long time in the making. We go way back with these guys. Packs is a brand that's all about connoisseur level products, right? The whole reason they got into the game was because they wanted to be able to jump off a plane in any state that's legal. Yeah. And they wanted to be able to buy a pre-rolled blunt or joint that they would smoke. And my friends, what we do, we're the kind of guys that go out to the club. We buy bottles and we have the VIP. We live a certain lifestyle, right? And it's not for everybody every day. Fancy. But these are the, this is what we do. And we wanted something for us. And unfortunately, even in 2017, when things went legal in Cali, the pre-rolls weren't pre-roll. It was trim that was machine made. Yeah. They don't burn well. It's not for the connoisseurs, right? So there was nothing. Yeah,
pre-rolls are trash in the beginning.
Yeah. So at the beginning of every state, whenever a new state comes online, and you can spark this, by the way. This is a heavy.
Man. Which one is this one? Sorry, let's take a pause.
This is our heavy.
Heavy?
Yeah, this is a heavy. This is for the Wiz Khalifas in the world. Oh, man. The people that don't want to smoke blunts. That's a very thin rice paper.
Wow, I never had the rice paper before. Right? And I love the glass filter.
Yeah, too. Very elegant, very exotic. Now, we don't use the same glass filter for every product. We have it specifically designed for this product. So this one, because it's a joint, we use a hand grind and it's finer. So the tip needs to have a glass cross in it so that you don't get any Scooby snacks in it.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Now, as long as you light this thing correctly and you're not sucking on it like it's your last breath, you're never going to have to bust out the paddles. It's not going to canoe. This thing is hand rolled. It's the Rolls Royce of the cannabis industry. And this is what we're known for, is our classic blunt and our heavy joint. Those are the two hand rolled, top of the line. Whether you're a blunt smoker or a joint smoker, we have the best product for you. That's
really what the smoker is. A real smoker is really just looking for, like a good blunt or a good joint that's not going to canoe, that's going to smoke smoothly, that you're not going to smoke and feel like you smoked a waste. Like I shouldn't even have to be able to finish this. I know I'm not going to be able to. I smoked a Packwood, what was it, 2 episodes ago? I almost didn't even make it. So
here's the deal. This is like a cannabis challenge, like the food challenge. And with our packaging, you don't have to finish the whole thing in one setting. You can smoke it, put it in there, put the tip out, it goes out, no air gets in there. Right. You can light it back up, and it's going to taste and smoke just like it did the first time.
No, I did that.
If you look at our the classic blunt, because it's not a joint, we actually hand break up the bud, and we create a vortex so that you get a perfect smoke throughout the whole blunt.
So each of these are hand rolled?
Hand rolled, brother. Like, this is the Rolls Royce of the industry.
Yeah, you can't even find them.
We don't make a lot of money on it, but it's because it's for the culture.
Yeah,
this is the product that we want for ourselves.
It's clean.
We just make it, and a lot of the time, it's selling out because the dudes who are running the stores are buying them. The buyer, the owners, their friends, everybody comes in, and then it comes in and it's out. It's just sold out.
It's the party pack.
Yeah. When we first launched, we did small case sizes so that people can try a lot of different products. We don't want to just sell a whole bunch of stuff to one partner and stick them with a bunch of inventory, because every store is different. The stuff that sells in the different stores are based on its clientele and its employees. So we figure out what's going to move at that store. Right. And then we load them up on the stuff that moves so that hopefully it's always in stock. That's where right now we're fine tuning it. We didn't want to launch with every store. I have a wait list of customers that I can onboard. We picked the right partners, high profile and
love high profile,
and the right stores, like the ones we know our customers are connoisseurs.
Yeah.
So when I secret shop a dispensary and I ask the bud tender what their favorite flower is, if they don't know, or they're telling me the highest tack or the cheapest product, I'm like, bro, I want something that's tasty. I don't care about some fake test result. I want what's it taste like? And if they don't have the education, then I know my customers aren't going to get the right experience when they go into that store. So I'm not going to have my product sold in that store because it's going to sit there.
Yeah.
I'd rather send it to a store that knows the product, is hyped about it, that will sell it, so that's why it's been.
The smokers are working there.
These will definitely sell themselves because this is hitting so smooth, and the glass filter is definitely helping out.
And she loves papers. So
I do love papers, and the rice paper, I never had it before. Is there something on it?
That's Keef.
Yes.
So
it looks like Keef.
Now, is it sativa, indica, hybrid?
So this is an indica that we're smoking right now. Now, by the way, all of our products are manufactured products. So what we do is I have one of the best jobs in the world. I get to tour around all of the cultivators. And when I'm buying, I don't buy off of a spreadsheet. Right. I go and look at the flower and buy it the way I used to. I smell it.
Okay, I smell it.
I look at the bag appeal.
How did you want this?
I look at where it was grown, how it was grown, growing is half the battle. Post-harvest is a whole other situation. We look at all these factors and then we buy fresh stuff.
Yeah.
If you're being lazy and you're just buying off of a spreadsheet, they're going to sell you their oldest stuff because they want to get out of the building, and a lot of the problems with cannabis in mass right now are the Chads and Brads who run it, who are looking at it like it's some other commodity, right? When they don't understand the culture. And that's a good thing for me.
Yeah. The dispensaries, they're already selling whack weed. Come on, how are we already selling not good weed right now?
There's some filings basements of the world, and then there's Gucci's. Right. I thought all of us operated the same way when I first opened up Cape Cod Cannabis because I was focused with blinders on, just on running my show the way I was doing it. Right. And then when I got out and I started exploring all the other stores and seeing the different ways they do it. It's really cool because there's some really good stores out there that are doing it different. And as a customer, I love it. So there's stores that have really cheap deals. If you're a Groupon customer and you want to go get the cheapest product, there's stores that have that. And they do
nice
numbers.
Little bundles, nice little deals, but if you're a real smoker, you get it and you're like, no, this wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
I'd rather spend my money.
I don't
on
want a
things
$15
that are
eighth
worth
that's
it.
going to give me a headache.
Yes,
That
exactly.
was packaged last year. Like, I'm Gucci.
Oh my goodness. And so this comes around to this wonderful award that you have on the table. Tell us about that and when you got it and what it was for, everything.
So this was the Greenkeepers Cup. That was a recent event that just happened. We won 2 awards, Best Packaging and Best Infused Pre-Roll.
This is some of the best packaging. I'm gonna tell you.
Big up. That's just
Thank you.
This is honestly what got me into packs.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
what got me into it. Was the packaging.
Facts.
And then like I seen it in I think it was a few years ago. There's a rapper did like a whole test on them. And then I just happened to luckily be enough to get one from LA.
Yeah.
And like
so
So when
it's
they came out,
Packs
yeah.
now.
It is
Why
correct,
no
Packs.
more Packwoods?
Let's face it. So what we're known for is our classic blunt. And let me explain how this all started, right?
Okay.
So we had a couple New York guys. Our founders are from New York. And, they saw 2017, Cali was crossing over from med to adult use. They saw an opportunity and they wanted something for the connoisseurs, right? So the first thing they had to start with was developing a blunt.
Yeah.
We're in the legal market. We can't use tobacco, so we can't use a backwood.
Okay.
So we wanted something as close to a backwood as possible, but we didn't want to use what was available on the market in the traditional forms. No offense to the King Palms or any of the other wraps.
yeah, I'm intrigued. What is that? Because I always thought it was a backwood.
No, okay.
To this time, to now.
This is proprietary. This is why we're special. This is what separates us from the pack. We roll different, and it all starts with the wrap, bro. So we send our wraps down to the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So it is a hemp wrap, but it's treated to mimic the properties of a real blunt. So it tastes like a blunt. It smokes like a blunt. You won't get the head high because there's no nicotine, no tobacco. A lot of people don't even like the head
Exactly.
high.
That's the
No,
thing.
that's
Even
amazing.
better.
That makes it so much better.
That's what we're
Keep
trying to
that.
avoid.
We start with the wrap. Then every product gets a glass tip that's specifically designed for that product.
Right.
Then we have premium input. So I know a couple episodes ago, you smoked a $50 blunt. I'm blowing
Should have
up.
told you my phone rule,
Sorry.
Darren.
Sorry. You know how crazy it is.
No,
I'm
I
selling
get it.
out.
I get it.
It's
Everybody's
nuts.
busy.
But so we start with premium inputs. So out in Massachusetts, we don't grow our own flower.
Right.
We get to go around and buy the best flower
Okay.
for the product that we're making. So this is an indica product. We're looking for an indica flower that matches this terp profile. So we get to shop around for the best one. And we have no backdoor deals. Like there's no reciprocity deals, which is something that a lot of these big MSOs have to deal with, where like they can't sell their products. So they're like, you buy this crappy product for this price and I'll buy your crappy product for this price.
Okay.
And our CFOs will get raises, but really nobody ends up buying their product. Right. So like there's a lot of that stuff going on. We just source, we know like fancy packaging is great. That's going to get people to try the product, but the connoisseurs, if it's not fire, they're not going to come back. So we make sure that every single batch that we source is the best available, the freshest for the specific product. So then we match this up with live resin. Do you guys know the difference between like distillate and live resin? And
Nope.
You can educate us. Let's see.
It really starts with fresh frozen. So as soon as the plant...
Fresh frozen, you said?
Yeah, so think of it as once the plant is ready to be harvested, when you chop it down and you freeze it immediately, you're preserving the terps, the crystal, like all of the goodness.
Okay.
Right? So once you chop that down, that's the difference between distillate and live resin. So if it's not fresh frozen and then processed, if you just like chop it down and let it dry out, it's going to be distillate. So
like dead resin.
So distillate, we kind of call it hot dog water. So it's
Changing the way we smoke it.
you extract the oil from the cannabis plant. and it's pure THC. It doesn't have any taste, no flavors. So then you're adding the terpenes back in. The terpenes are the flavor, right? So terpenes, like myrcene, is found in mangoes, but it's also found in cannabis. So it's a lot cheaper to buy myrcene from mangoes than it is to get it naturally from cannabis.
Right.
So some companies will create like a vape that's a sour diesel vape. And what they're doing is they're buying terpenes from mangoes and fruit and botanicals, and they're trying to replicate the profile of what sour diesel flower is supposed to taste like. So it's better, in my opinion, to get it straight from the plant. But some people want a pumpkin spice vape.
Yeah.
So you can't get a pumpkin spice vape
It's
naturally.
not natural. Yeah.
So you have to make it with terpenes.
Okay.
So to each your own. Like, I like spicy food. My girl doesn't like spicy food. I don't care. Like, you know, so I like live resin. When I smoke, I want it to taste like the plant. But my girl would rather have a pumpkin spice one to go with her pumpkin spice latte. So she would go with distillate. I would go with live resin. Usually live resin has a little lower THC or TAC. Just so you guys know, like, THC is a fake number. We get to take the flower off the plant. We can test it ourselves so we can get the best one in the room. And then we could dry it out for a month and then send it in to get a high test result. Because we know a lot of people just go in and buy based off of how much THC is in there. Because that's the easy way to do it. But if you're doing that, you are buying off of a fake number that's probably been manipulated. Because when I go in and look at a room, there's a sea of green. Not every plant is going to be 30%. Right. There's going to be 25s and 28s and 30 and all that. Yeah. But like, just understand that they are trying to manipulate you. Like, what you should be doing, like how we used to buy bud, was use your nose and your senses and smell it.
That's why I like the dispensaries where they have it free and they bring it to you and you can smell it and everything. But that's not everywhere. And then you get gyps.
A lot of them are getting there though.
Yeah.
But the law is getting better and better. So
they have the ability to. We have it at Cape Cod Cannabis with the Bud Bar. Elevated Roots has it. Like, if they care, they'll take the time to open it up and have it on display compliantly. Right, we're in the compliance industry so that we can sell some cannabis. So there's ways to do it. It's just more expensive. So if they have like accountants running the show, they're not going to look at it like that because they don't care. Because they don't. A lot of the people who are running it don't even consume cannabis. And
they just got in it because they see
they
it's a growing
get rich.
market.
Yeah, get rich quick people, and that's where, like, now that it's been around for a while and it's opening up. The competition's getting better, and this is better for the consumers because there's, a lot of these stores realize they have to do something if they want to compete. Like, we've sold $6 billion worth of cannabis since it opened.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's not the entire market.
Right.
This is $6 billion worth of people who didn't have a connect. Because let's face it, a couple of years ago, I had friends coming down to Cape Cod Cannabis that were my boys, and I was embarrassed to sell them flower because I'm like, listen, this is mids at best, and you're going to be paying $50, $65 an eighth.
Yeah,
the prices were too high, the quality was too low. So most people that I knew who had a guy that they could rely on, that they counted and they trusted, there was no reason for them to go into a dispensary. So that's $6 billion worth of cannabis that we see, the numbers that everybody talks about.
No, it's definitely
that's not the entire market.
It's not calling the streets.
No, not yet.
And that's why we're here with PAX, is because up until now, there was no product for those customers. They wouldn't go into your dispensary. They didn't care if it looked like an iPhone.
Right.
They didn't care if you had Filene's Basement Weed because they're not buying your mids in your booth anyway. So if you don't have a product for those customers, you won't see those customers. And guess what? I might just be, what do I know? I'm just a drug dealer. I've just been selling bud my whole life. So, but in my humble opinion, I think that the people who like our types of products the connoisseurs, these are the people that spend the most amount of money on cannabis.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want the old lady that drives a Range Rover who buys 1 pack of gummies a month. That's not my customer.
Right.
I want the people that want to smoke the best of the best, and they don't care. It is a $50 joint or blunt, but it's 4.8 grams of your daily allotment.
It's about the quality.
Yeah, so an eighth is 3.5 grams of your daily allotment. Because this is 2 grams of flour and a half a gram of concentrate, that comes out to 4.8 grams. So when you look at it like that, you're actually getting a deal because it's rolled up, ready to go, and it's best of the best.
No, this is really top grade
Hold
right
on.
now.
Where's that at? You have it over there, T?
What?
You smoke your own product?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hit that because
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna be the only one over
Oh,
here.
we're
Nice,
gonna
I'm
get
over here
super
like-
high.
No,
I
you're
have these to
getting
smoke
us.
She
too.
put, I'm like, why'd you put it out there? You gotta
keep
pass it
putting
back.
out. Every time
Because-
you pass it to me, I'm like, I'm gonna
Nah,
put
you
it
gotta
out.
pass it back to D. You gotta smoke it too because
Hold on.
just I ain't gonna be the only one in there high right now. I'm like, whoa.
You can keep that out. I got
That shit's
something.
so clean.
I got
All
something
right, tell us
special for
about
you.
this. Tell us about what you got.
All right, so pass this over.
Oh man.
Each of you take one,
man.
and I'll take one.
Oh shit, you put this out.
I just, it's
We're
just,
about to get super high.
Are these papers also?
These are papers also, but these are not just your regular paper, bro. You know we roll different over here.
Okay.
Oh man.
So this is called a mini burst.
Mini burst.
Yep.
And tell us about the mini burst. What's so special about them? What they about to do?
So first, post COVID. Okay, I grab one.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you guys.
See, she
Look at me. I'm
that's
so
what I'm saying. Like,
selfish.
wow.
Dang. I'm
Very
sorry,
selfish.
Derek. Jeez.
It's all right. I'll let
Too
you slide.
excited. I was too excited. Go ahead. Tell us
right.
about it.
So post
Yeah,
COVID,
put
the
this
real
up.
flex isn't like cannabis is social. So that's why these are great. If you're with your friends and you want to smoke and pass it around in a circle,
Right.
you bust this out, it's going to go around like a classic or a heavy will last about 20 to 30 minutes. As long as you're not next to a fan or something, you know? But if there's like, no offense, I just met you guys.
Right.
If you want to come into a room and then everybody gets their own, by the way, you smoke?
I'm good. Thank
All
you.
right. So
Just as
you pop this out, everybody can get their own. You can have, all of us have 5. It's infused, so it's got live resin inside.
Okay.
This is like a little rocket. So this is called a mini burst. What I like to do is I smoke half of it, like when I'm going down to the store, and then I
Yeah.
put it out. And then you see this little blue strip right here?
Yeah.
This is your terp ball. It's like the old
Terp ball.
terpene.
Okay.
So remember we were talking about terps or your
Yes.
flavors?
yeah.
So there is a ball that's like the old Camel Crush.
Get out of here.
So you crush it, you get a flavor, like a flavor festival in your mouth, and it changes the flavor of the joint. So on the way back, instead of smoking a joint that tastes like you put it out and lighted it up, now it's like smoking a whole new joint.
This is amazing.
if
So what,
you-
you crush it with your fingers?
Yeah, you just squeeze the
Squeeze
filter.
it?
This is the only
Okay.
one that doesn't have a glass tip. It has
Oh,
the paper.
okay.
So let's light them up. And
it's
you
called-
smoke the
let's
flower
do it.
What
first
is
so
it
you
called
can
again?
taste the flower. This is called the mini burst.
Mini burst.
Mini
Okay.
burst. And what is it? 4 to a pack?
5.
5 to a pack? And how
5
much?
half-gram
Okay.
dog walkers. So
walkers.
it's similar to like the same thing as getting a heavy or a classic. This is
Okay.
another flex, but this is a different type of flex. This is like you're in a circle. All of you guys want to smoke your own, or if you're solo. Like I know the heavy and the classic's intimidating. You put it out a couple times. Like this is small but mighty too.
I know.
So
I like these.
this
I like
will-
these ones.
this one, I sometimes have a hard time finishing one to my face. Like these are all infused.
Yeah.
So this is definitely very
It's
strong.
like, who came up with this idea to put this? What is it
So,
called? Tank ball?
A terpene.
Terpene ball in there.
So this is a
I messed
Packwoods.
this up.
This is Packs. We want to be innovative. We want to be different. We roll different.
Definitely
That's
are.
our whole tagline. And
we roll different. So.
yeah, same,
So
but
cool.
different.
Shit
Like
tastes
you
good.
might be in the same category as us,
Mhm.
but nobody is doing it like us. Everything we do is unique, one of a kind. We're the tastemakers, the trailblazers.
Right.
We
Talk
do
that
it
shit.
for us. We
This
do it
is-
for the culture.
This is bomb.
Okay.
Now this is all weed that was grown in Massachusetts also.
Yeah,
right?
yep. So we source from the best of the best. So whenever we go to source, we're looking for premium inputs. A lot of this stuff came from Bountiful Farms. That's what we won our cup with.
Okay.
You know, they've been doing it for a long time. They've been award winning for a long time. These guys are great. They're about the culture. They have really good product. But Root and Bloom, we sourced a lot from them. Advanced Cultivars is a new one that we've sourced from. Tomorrow I'm going to look at Impressed. There's so many good cultivators out here.
And how do you connect with a cultivator, like a new person? What would you say?
So, luckily, because of my background, I know everybody pretty much. Or you did? You popped it?
You taste it?
Yeah, it's just that.
It kind of is like Chinese food, where with the flavor, after you're done, you're going to want to smoke more. That's why I said we'll smoke the heavy after, because after you smoke these, you're just going to want to keep smoking.
Really?
It gets addicting. It's not overwhelming.
No, but it's such a good smoke, and it's such a, I don't know, my throat doesn't hurt or anything. It's clean, really like smooth.
Flavorful.
Yeah, clean.
Is this also rice paper?
Yep.
What is it about the rice paper? Why'd you guys go for that?
It's the best paper. It's thin. You know, and even with the rice paper, we source, you know, we make sure we're using the best of the best. And if we're always on the hunt for improvements. So we're always making changes. Our vape, we're the only ones with this vape, with this hardware. We get it. We make it our own. It has the drip. This is one of my favorites. This is New York Sour Diesel.
A weed vape?
2 gram live resin, disposable, rechargeable, cloud chaser approved.
I hit it earlier.
Oh no. I guess, wow in Packland, you know?
So you hold the button and lift off.
Smooth.
Cloud chaser approved.
Real smooth.
That's why it's 2 grams, because it's addicting. You're gonna smoke it. It's crazy. It lasts a long time though.
But it does.
We also have the mini 1 gram vape coming out too.
I'm loving all the packaging and the displays of it with the booklet and everything. So you're on the marketing team. You help put these together and you come up with some creative designs. Let me know.
So my role is for Erva, I'm the chief marketing officer. Okay. For PAX, I'm the head of sales in Massachusetts.
Okay.
So what I do, I work with the Packwoods marketing team.
Okay.
Because these guys they're everywhere. Their merchandise is in Zoomies. If you look at this page here, the top map shows you all of the places that we're in for THC. And the bottom map is with our hemp, nicotine, and the accessories go worldwide. The Glones that I gave you, and the pack wraps, those are sold worldwide. So these are our accessories. So we're going to be selling these to the stores directly very soon. We're waiting on our shipment to get here.
And they're reusable?
So it has a glass tip that's reusable. So you can just you can take your own flower, stuff it in there. It has the freshness seal. And this is a glass tip cone joint. We're the only ones doing it again.
I'm like, what are you guys thinking of these? Bro, yes, you really are. I don't see nobody else doing this.
So when you smoke the best, you get creative. So our team is pretty creative, and we do some. Really we have some pretty great products. So we sell our wraps that I was talking about earlier. So you can get your wrap and you can stuff it with your favorite flower. If we're not already buying it, but most likely we are.
So it's already done. That's what I like about it too.
Yeah, that's the luxury part of it.
That's what I didn't like the pre-rolls. Then I was like, remember I told you, I was like, yo, Packwoods, they got them. Started grabbing them.
Yeah, these are different and in a good way and innovative, and the packaging, I love it. This is the one that you won the award off of,
correct? The glass cone joint. The Glone is what we call it.
Glone, glass.
We used it with Bountiful Farms flower.
Right.
Regen made our live resin, and then we manufactured and distributed it, and they just slap. The glass cone joint sells for about $25. It's basically a 2 gram flower equivalent of your daily allotment joint. So, it hits hard. Okay. And it's like the perfect size. So Let's face it, a lot of people don't want to smoke a classic or heavy every single day. There's those of us that do, and I respect you and salute you. That's, but
but they last too. So like, I mean, you can smoke the same one.
Exactly.
A couple of days.
So that's what a lot of people do. And with the glass filter, you can smoke it all the way down. Right. You don't have to worry about burning your nails.
Definitely key.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about smoking that paper. It's just, it's great the whole way through.
Now, is Massachusetts PAX connected to the Los Angeles?
Yep. So we're in over 18 states for our THC.
Right.
So the founders are from New York. They moved out to Los Angeles to start the brand back in 2017. They know how to roll out a brand, right?
So universally it's known as PAX now.
PAX. Yeah.
Okay.
So we just changed the name because Packwoods was like, we only have a couple blunts. We're doing vapes, we're doing micro bursts, we have the clones. And let's face it, we've always called cannabis packs. I don't know about you, but I've been getting packs in the mail. You know what I mean? Like, send me a pack, bro. Like,
the people I was getting it from always did.
Yeah. So
they always called it packs.
It's been called packs for a long, long time. So like,
makes sense.
It stays true to the culture. It stays true to who we are and where we came from as being a legacy brand. Back in the day, they would dip this in wax, so it was like the Maker's Mark sale, and that's how you knew that it was
official.
It was official. Although people would still copy those, and we deal with that today. There's a lot of
there's
fake
a big
packs
market
out there, but you know what?
Big bootleg market.
Who is bootlegging? You can Curaleaf and all those other booth brands.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
You don't see fake packaging for the booth brands.
Right.
So it means we're doing something right.
Exactly.
And it's crazy because you can tell too. Because like sometimes you can get beat. Like you just get it like, oh shit. Because you're just like not thinking real quick. But
we have a store locator on the website. Go to the dispensary and buy it. That's why we got into this, so that we could jump off a plane in any country, wherever we were at, and go to a legal store and know that we were getting the legit, official, best of the best in that area.
And that's what's helping the dispensaries right now. Brands like this, because
they're definitely going to need to collaborate.
A lot of dispensaries are not really carrying like the best weed. But then when they're carrying things like this, going in as a consumer, all right, cool, it's PAX. Let me get it. I know what it is.
Facts.
So it's like,
when you want to flex, come get some PAX. That's the move.
Okay.
That is true.
Good to know. Look out for PAX in your local dispensary. They're not everywhere, We're
at the right stores.
So make sure you.
So that tells you a lot about your dispensary too.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So if we're not there, ask your buyer to reach out, and we have a waiting list. And it's not because we don't have enough product.
Right.
We want to make sure that when we launch a partner, it's a partnership. We're not just here to sell you some product. We want to make sure that you guys know how to sell our product to our customers. So training is the number one thing, where we go in, we train the staff, and then we do pop-ups and promotions and sales displays and swag and samples, and we send brand ambassadors out there, and there's a lot of things that go into it, and it's an investment on our side. So I don't want to give somebody an order and have them sit on it when I have another guy who's selling out in 2 days. Like, he'll move your product. So I have to make sure I'm picking the right partners.
To him first.
Facts. So. Exactly.
Are there going to be PAX stores popping up? PAX dispensaries, PAX social consumption places when that time comes?
So parties,
like cookies.
We do a lot of parties. Also, if you're in the industry, come through Summit Lounge every Wednesday night. They do industry nights out there, and myself or brand ambassadors are there with samples. We think it's super important for the bud tenders to get a chance to try our products.
That's good to know. Summit Lounge, where's that at?
Yeah, that's in Worcester.
Oh, okay.
So we're there. We're going to be doing the Flower Expo most likely. We're in the midst of negotiating that, and probably the party before that. We did the night before NECAM party. And that was lit. Like, we did a glow in the dark party. It was real fun.
Dope.
That's dope. I hope the bud tenders listening to that, because I hope the bartenders out there going to like join these parties and getting these samples and knowing what they're selling, because
it's important.
Like,
they have to try
definitely
it.
important.
You know, so that's one thing we stand by. Like once they try the product,
Yeah, I'm like, that's what I was supposed to say.
Like I like buying from a smoker. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Well, when you go to the dispensary and you talk to somebody who smokes. And
my son was just like, yeah, I just took this job. It's
about.
fun. I like it. I sell weed.
Yep.
Give me somebody else, please. But yeah, when you see the Packwoods in the store, obviously dispensaries, they can't have like bootleg Packwoods, right? I mean,
no, they can't. But so is that why they can sell the blunt in the store, because there's no nicotine involved?
Correct. Yep. So it's the legit one in the store.
Okay. That's how you know.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Good.
And you said it's hemp.
Yep. It's a hemp wrap.
Still, I like it.
So, now how did you get into this? I mean, have you been working with other cannabis companies before PAX, or did you go to school for marketing and all this stuff? Let me know your background.
You've been selling weed since you was 14.
I know. Other than that, I'm sure there's more.
I had I did feel like I was Clark Kent and Superman in a way, because I've always had a job. Okay. So I did 10 years financial services, working in the banking industry. I was a mortgage broker and all that. So that was my day job. Sure. During that time, I was also vice president of Small Money Records at night. We had a recording studio up in Maine. And like
out of North Cambridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Big Small.
We did our thing up there. And basically I ended up opening up the social my consulting business, my social equity consulting business. That got me into Cape Cod Cannabis. Then I got my deal with Elevated Roots with my home delivery and my social consumption licenses. And I did a year with Trade Roots. They're the only vertically integrated social equity company out there. They're out in Wareham. Okay. I love those guys. Jesse and Carl are great. When you walk into their retail store, you can see their grow right through the window.
Right.
That's really cool.
It's crazy because a lot of the real good dispensaries or places that we're talking about right now, they're just so far out. Yeah. And these are the ones that are like, more early on, open, I take it as.
Yeah. A lot of the good ones are just opening up now. Like, Yamba is really good. You had Sean Hope on there. You had Knuckles on.
Knuckles, yeah.
He's opening one up soon. There's one opening up across from South Station that's run by social equity guys.
Yeah, that's Albie in my
Albie.
Yeah, Albie got that one. Cheddar DVD.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's just taken us longer, and there's a whole bunch more. So I'm missing out a lot. There's so many good ones, but at the beginning, you get a lot of the corporate Chads and Brads who are just looking to make money. And then as time goes on, more and more stores are opening up. We're going to have 400 retail stores within a year. I just went to one out in Western Mass called Sweetgrass Botanicals.
Sweetgrass Botanicals.
Where they press rosin right in front of you. Wow. There's a beautiful bookstore that you can learn stuff. There's a window looking into a lake. You can walk down and smoke on the lake because it's not their land and it's private, and the people that own it let them smoke there. So like as time goes on, we're going to see some really cool stuff. And like the regulators are actively working on the different licenses to be able to allow social consumption. And social consumption, we're going to be able to do a lot of different things. It's not going to just be like a coffee shop. We want it to be about like an experience, like.
Now, is a lot of it part of the fact that Boston went to no smoking indoors a long time ago? Does that take any play into it?
I mean, I'm sure that has a play into all of it. Like, I don't know any place that's really doing the whole social consumption thing great at the moment, So it's kind of, even like California doesn't have any good ones going on. Like Vegas is probably going to lead the way in this area, I think, and we're going to have to learn a lot from them. But I think the main thing is like it can't just be a coffee shop. Like it needs to be an experience.
Experience. Yeah, that's what Sean Hope was talking about with Diaspora.
Oh yeah, he's doing great stuff.
It's gonna be a place you want to.
That's where we did our glow in the dark party.
Yeah, dope.
Because you're gonna want to smoke there. Like If not, it's like, why even be there?
Yeah. As a social equity consultant, how do you help people with their business, or like, what do you actually do with that?
So what I do, so I don't consult for money anymore.
Okay.
I have kind of too many pieces of different things that in Massachusetts, it's definitely a conflict of interest. So what I do now, and I'm too busy too with my own projects.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be the only guy at the table. I feel like more people like me in the industry, people with actual experience with the culture that love it, that are doing it because of the connoisseur, because they're connoisseurs and they want a good product. Like, it's going to raise the bar for all of us, right? So I'm excited for that. So I give free advice to any social equity applicant that wants to cross over from legacy to legal. So because I've opened up retail stores, because I've worked on both sides of the business, and with my background and my connections, I'm happy to help anybody that's a certified social equity applicant. So I'll look over their plans, I'll connect them with whatever they want. So they just have to reach out to Green Path Consulting Group.
Social equity applicant. What does that?
So you have to go on the MassGov website. Like if you just Google social equity cohort,
to have a business already. You have to come with funding.
I think they just closed cohort 4. So there's an application you fill out, and there's certain things that when you're filling it out, like if you have been affected by the war on drugs. So I got mine because of, I've been selling cannabis, and I've been arrested for it. So those arrests count. I had to clean up the rest of my record. And here's something like free advice to everybody is if you really do want to cross over, number one thing is you have to have both feet in one side or the other. So you can't be operating and trying to do that. You have too much money on the line. If you get caught, you're going to lose everything, right? So that's the first thing you have to do is you have to make that switch. So it humbled me. I was working a regular job, opening car doors for people, loading luggage, making, it's really humbling, like to go from one lifestyle to another one. Yeah. And a lot of people, that's too much, it's too hard for them to do it because they don't look at the bigger picture. Lifestyle. Yeah. So you have to completely cross over. Then you have to come up with your real plan. You have to, it takes a lot. Not everybody should be the business owner. Not everybody needs to own their own brand or open up a retail store. Maybe you can cross over and you can be a brand ambassador or go work at a grow or go do this or that. Yeah. There's so many opportunities to get into the business, but I can help you however you want to get in. Like if you're just looking for a job, I can tell me what you want to do, and I can probably help you find a place. If you're looking to start your own business and you really want to take your brand from here to there, I can help you put your game plan together and get you through the process.
Okay.
I hope they hear that. There's a lot of people applying for it.
Yeah.
A lot of people get accepted too.
But it's not just a lottery. There's a lot of people that get it and don't do anything with it.
Exactly.
That's the shame, because it's not you're guaranteed to make anything from it. Like, and we only have a short time frame that this is actually going to be worth anything. That's your exclusive period. After that, then they don't need you anymore. So, and it takes a lot of hard work. Like, so right now, the social equity status, it fast tracks you for any license that you want to go for. So that's one perk. Once you have your license, it gives you a little bit of funding, but don't count on that. That's not a lot, and it's not going to make a big difference. The only thing that is special is right now, people with our status can do home delivery or social consumption. Besides that, there's that's pretty much the benefits of it. They do help you and give you some training and all this, but you're going to have to get your own funding. You're going to have to find a place. You're going to have to go through the same process everybody else has to go through. And it's difficult. A lot of people, it takes 3 years and $1 million and no guarantee. So it's not for everyone.
It's not for everybody, but it is possible. There are people like you out here, and many others doing it. So,
a few people do it.
When the right ones do it, this industry, it's really gonna be even bigger than it is right now. So,
100%.
Imagine.
And that's what we're seeing is the ones that got into cultivation because they love doing it, they're the ones putting on fire right now. And that's the stuff. That's why PAX is in mass, is because, you know, of those type of people that put it all on the line, that are growing great cannabis and making great extracts. Because without them, we wouldn't have anything. We just have fancy packaging.
Right. Because it's tough, because I talk a lot of trash about mass grown weed.
I'll take you around, bro, because I can show you some packs,
right?
Some pounds of flower out in mass, grown indoors, that are cheaper wholesale for me than what I can see in Cali right now, and on the same quality level. They finally dialed it in. A lot of these guys are using the same genetics. They control their environment. They have a solid team. They not just know how to grow it, but how the post-harvest is. And
that's one of the most important parts.
That's the most important. Yeah.
The post-harvest
everything looks pretty when it's on the flower. What do you do with it after? How are you processing it and all that? Are you hand trimming it, or are you throwing it through a machine? Like, are you burping it, or just putting it in a bag and throwing it in some room somewhere? Like, you know, a lot of people, they run their shows differently. So, and
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying all of these are hand rolled.
That's what I was
So
thinking.
those products, we have machine made products too. The Mini Burst was made by a machine.
Okay.
The Glown is a machine made product.
Right.
You know, we do have to make some money, because we don't make a lot of money off of the hand roll
y'all
products.
just sitting here rolling.
No, we do have.
And I'm like, who's rolling these? Because like these are
those are
phenomenal rollers.
Cannabis Tech 2s is what they're doing. So everybody starts off as a Cannabis Tech 1.
Okay.
They're supporting the artists that are there rolling blunts.
Is there a class to roll?
Yeah.
That they go to? They go to a class to learn how to roll.
It's your job.
The dude that has the best job in the world, his name's Max, and he travels the world teaching people how to roll.
Get the fuck.
And
That's my job. Thank you.
That's his. Yeah, he already has it.
Wow.
And I think he'll fight you for it.
How long has he been rolling?
There's a market. There's space.
You're sitting there looking at these things like, yo, this is hand rolled.
Handmade, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's
no, these
a
are
piece
different.
Of art.
These are special. Exactly. These are a piece of art.
Made with love.
These packs. This pack branding, the pack products. You see, I done tapped out twice.
Where'd you put it?
No, the second one.
Light it.
They're both there.
He's like, the Mini Burst makes you want to smoke more. So it's like, you might as well light it back up. But no, yeah, so that's what Maddox does. I guess to travel around and teach people how to roll blunts.
Yeah, and then he checks in on you and make sure everybody's, you know, we have a quality control process and we have it down. So every state is a little different, you know, because you can't cross state lines yet. So now you have to deal with what's available in your state. But I look at it like a high-end restaurant.
Right.
So as a high-end restaurant, when the chef goes to market and buys the freshest produce every day, that's a better experience for the customer than the McDonald's that's sending in a fresh food patty, right? So there's something for everyone. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Like, hey, a Whopper or a Big Mac is good once in a while. So sometimes, you know, if I'm on the road and I'm out there secret shopping and the store didn't have any fire, then I'll buy, you know, I'll see what's going on. And here's the thing. I feel like every single cultivator has the ability to put out some fire. Mm-hmm. It's just consistently finding that thing, right? So we don't want to get tricked because we bought something from one cultivator last month, and this month they're making the same thing. Mm-hmm. On the spreadsheet, it looks the same test results and everything. If we don't take the time to go tour the facility and look at what's available for sale and say, I want this bag here, this metric number, because it's seed to sale tracking. Okay. So I can buy based off of looking at the bag. And that's the stuff that we're going to use to hand make our pre-rolls. When my competitor is lazy and they don't care and they're just buying off of a spreadsheet, that's the difference between what we do and the rest. Like, it's same, but different, bro. Like, it's
and as
not.
a sales Tell me your title again.
At the head of sales.
Head of sales. Do you go into
yes.
the
yeah, I need to know everything that's going on with the product. I have to be an expert on the product.
You sound like an expert. I mean,
well, it's hard to be. I'm not even an expert. There's a lot of people that know way more than me.
Yeah.
Like I know what I know, and I know what I like, but I have to also take myself out of the picture. Because, like how I was saying earlier, like I like spicy food, but my girl doesn't.
Yep.
Like, you need to have something for everyone.
Yeah.
So some people, they don't like botanical terps.
They don't like it as strong as
you
do.
So they might not want to try the mini burst. But they don't, if they haven't tried it and they don't, like they'll be like, oh wow, that's not over flavorful. Because some of those botanical, like infused pre-rolls, they can be too overwhelming. Because the people are spraying it too much. So I think we have a good amount by being able to pop it when you want. You can taste the flower first and then pop it and then get the flavor change.
That's so cool.
No, that shit was bomb.
That was so cool.
That's what you're hitting right now?
Yeah.
You didn't pop it yet?
I don't know if it's supposed to be like a pop, but
it's supposed to be like a pop.
Oh.
I was looking for the other one.
I popped it.
You'll know now. Now hit it.
I popped it. Hold up. Oh.
So
yeah, it tastes it now.
Really tastes good.
This is a product that we're about to come out with.
I was like, what's next?
This is called the Packarillos.
Like the cigarillos?
Like the cigarillos. So let's face it, like the classic can be overwhelming for a lot of people. But the Packarillo is the perfect size. So it's basically the same thing equivalent wise as a classic.
Right.
2.25 grams. It's got the live resin inside, glass tip, hemp wrap. There's 3 of them in the pack. So,
it's pre-rolled already too.
Yeah, so it's good to go for you. And we might even come out with our own flower too. We're looking for a good home.
Okay.
Someplace that can consistently grow fire flower that wants to take in some Cali strains. And, we'll eventually have our own strains that we'll be able to do special stuff with. So, but for right now.
For that.
Yeah.
Representing. Now, do you think Massachusetts packs are the best packs in the U.S.?
Let me see that one.
So.
That's the one.
I will stand by and put our product up against any other Packwood out there, especially this new round that we just sourced.
Okay.
But Max, the guy that travels around, and a couple of other of the high, like David is from Brockton, and he's out in Cali now, but he just visited. There's a bunch of the high up pack guys that have come out here, tried our product, seen what we're doing, and they're very, very happy with our launch. Not just how many stores we're in and all that, but the quality of the product. Because
you guys have to use your state's product.
Well, we have a secret weapon. Erva, the caregiver.
Yeah.
This guy, he got a full ride to BU.
Okay.
Studied under Marvin Minsky, like the guy that started AI. Like this kid's like a genius, and he's a caregiver, and he's really in it for the right reasons. With Erva, we make all of these health and wellness products, which a lot of them are minor cannabinoids. That's like CBN, which is good for sleep. THCV, which is like almost like Adderall, where it kind of gives you energy and helps you focus as an appetite suppressant.
THCV.
THCV. Yeah, read your labels on your products, and it's going to tell you what's in there. And THC is only one of like 100 cannabinoids.
Okay.
So the other things that are in there,
it's got 20% THC.
Yeah. So THCV, CBG, CBN. CBG is good for your gut health and it makes you giggly. CBN helps you go to sleep. THCV keeps you up. So we add all of these different minor cannabinoids into the products. So the sativa one is a manufactured product. We're using the best flower, sativa. the best live resin, and then we're doing a little something special to it. And our formulations for our vapes and our products are the best that PAX have seen, and it's all because of Erva with their manufacturing, partners. Bedell's is a micro business.
He said it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge. You have to. You can't tap out. I know you can. You have it.
Oh man,
might as well.
So
we're a micro business, which means we're the smallest ones,
right?
But we're small but mighty. So there's big companies out there that would have paid PAX to come in and make their product there. PAX they were here 2 years ago, touring, looking, but the quality wasn't there and the prices were too high, and it didn't make sense because they knew if they take mids and put in a fancy package, they'll get one sale.
Yeah, you
but
gotta know it's mids. So.
People won't come back.
If you smoke, you gotta know it's mids.
Yeah,
It's trash.
you know which one not to pick next time.
So when it came time to pick a partner, they wanted to pick somebody that knows cannabis, and there's nobody better in the state than Erva to be able to pick that. And we also work with other brands, but PAX is our biggest partner. We go way back with them. We love the brand. We stand by it. It resonates with who we are as a brand. So for Erva, we have health and wellness. We make legacy hash. So this is kind of for the hippies and the older people. I'm in my 40s, so I like hash. Have you ever smoked traditional hash?
I had some good hash.
So
I think it's Middle Eastern type hash.
Yeah, so it's from Middle East. It's handmade.
Yeah.
So do you know what trichomes are?
No.
You know the little crystals that are on the flower?
Okay.
That's like the stuff on the bottom of the grinder.
All right.
Yes.
So that's trichomes. Those are the heads of the weed. That's the active ingredient that gets you high. And that has all the flavor. The flower is just plant material. That's the stuff that you're burning. So if like hash is just hand sifted trichomes. So you use like cold water and stuff like that to get the trichomes off of the plant. And then you hand make it into a ball. And then you smoke just the best of the best. And the way you do it, you roll it up to a snake and you put it in the middle of your blunt.
Exactly.
It's going to make it's solventless, so there's no additives, so it's like rosin. But this was like the original OG rosin, basically. So you make a little snake, it burns longer, it's stronger, it adds a whole new flavor to it. So that's the Temple Ball hash, and that's what we're known for. So we have that stuff available right now.
Now, where can you find that?
Where's Erva?
So we're all over the place.
Okay,
so Erva, we manufacture.
I didn't know you can buy hash in the dispensaries.
Oh yeah.
You know that?
So go to if you don't have it at your dispensary,
under a different name or something.
No, hash is hash.
But
you would know if they have hash.
If they don't have it, just tell them to reach out and ask for it, and we'll make sure they get it within a week.
That's crazy.
Like the bottom of the thing. But yeah, what did you say Erva is at?
So all of our THC products are manufactured in Florence.
Florence, Massachusetts?
Yep.
You ever been there?
Nah.
No. I never
Honestly, I'm thinking of whole other country. I was like,
it's like out near the Berkshires. It's way Western Mass.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of manufacturing places are out there. The buildings are cheaper. The energy's cheaper. It's just better to make products out there.
Sense.
So we make them underneath the Bedell's Edibles license. So our buddy Bodie is the guy that has the license. That's his facility. That's where we make Erva. And Erva, we distribute packs.
Okay.
So
they do gummies too, right?
We're thinking about doing some gummies. Okay. Originally, the plan was we were going to.
Go back to me?
Yeah. At
the moment, we don't do any edibles at all.
Oh, no edibles at all?
No, not yet. We don't have the kitchen space. So PAX we made this deal with PAX at the end of the year. And so,
I mean, real smokers don't do edibles anyways. They're more into the blunts and the joints
I
that
would
you're
rather
distributing.
have PAX over any edible out there.
Right.
So yeah, the products, it's looking good and it's smoking good, smelling good. We're real smoky in here today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You also
Sorry,
feel better.
Justin.
You feel safe to traveling with them. Like you can store it in your luggage. I ain't saying do that. I'm just saying.
That's why we're everywhere. You don't have to travel with them, bro.
Right.
Like,
But
if
sometimes
you look
it's
here,
like,
we're growing and we're going overseas. So the goal is to be everywhere.
so that's what I was about thinking about overseas.
Oh yeah. So Ruben's from Portugal, so we definitely want to open up over there. We're working on our New York manufacturing license. We have some South American deals going on right now. So we're for Erva, because it's a CBD brand, health and wellness, hemp. Right. We can be worldwide pretty much. So the plan is to build a brand, because honestly, there's not a lot of money in the hand-to-hand, like selling cannabis products. Like Burner makes way more money from selling backpacks than he does from selling THC. But nobody would buy his backpacks if he didn't have THC in music. So like the real money is the brand. And that's where PAX excels. They know how to be a brand. Yeah. A lot of these other cannabis brands out there, they don't have a marketing budget, Like when PAX launched, they launched with Rolling Loud, a little music festival. You might have heard of it, So like they understand, but like you try explaining to an accountant what your ROI is going to be on sponsoring this and doing this, and it's impossible. These guys are not going to. They don't understand it, and PAX understands how to be a brand. So. They do really cool events. They have really cool merch. They have the top of the line products, the best packaging. And there's nothing else. Like I have the easiest job in the world. All I have to do is give them my product and then say, call me. And
they're calling.
It speaks for itself.
It really does speak for itself.
God damn.
PAX. Yeah, you're gonna be in some more competitions or
Yeah. I mean, what we like to do is work with special collaborations. So we have a couple cool collabs in the mix. Okay. There's a lot of great other cultivators out there and other brands that are doing great stuff. Like honestly, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Bountiful Farms and Regenerative, right there. So Bountiful grew the flower, Regen made the oil. And like we infused the two products and did our thing, but without them, we wouldn't be here. So we want to lean into picking the best partners and doing limited edition drops that are collectibles,
Right. Now you started to say something about New York?
Yeah, so PAX is in New York already.
Okay.
Erva is expanding into New York. We're getting our manufacturing license down there to make our hash down there. So we're hash makers at the end of the day, Yeah.
That's your guys' specialty?
Yeah. Hash makers, and we make tinctures and topicals too, health and wellness.
That's dope.
Wow. And does he still work with the kids with cancer to help them on that?
Oh, yeah.
And he uses you guys, Erva's products?
Well, now that we have access to the micro business, we have THC products available. So before we only had hemp products. So, we can do the best. And most of the kids anyway, and most of the people that we're helping, like pain, inflammation, things like that. THC is helpful, but CBD is great for that. And there's a lot of other hemp products that are great for that.
Now, how are these like, you see, are these like topical?
So, yeah, we have topicals. Like we make a sunscreen. We make all different types of topicals, lotions, the muscle rubs. Yeah. We also white label. So anybody that wants a brand, like any product, we help you product, like we help you build your product, and we've done it for some pretty big names in the cannabis industry. Some of them we can mention, some we have like, you know, non-disclosures with it, but we'll help you formulate your products, making sure that it can be mass produced and bring it to market. We'll provide you with all your minor cannabinoids that you need, because we have a hemp business that's MDAR certified.
Okay.
And then we have our THC license. And there's not a lot, I don't think there's any other companies in Massachusetts that have both. There's a lot of them have one or the other, you know, so we can, like, certain people have problems with certain things, and that's their problem's not our problem.
Right.
Wow, that's a great resource. Dope. People, that's dope. Packs and Erva.
Yeah.
Erva.
Taking over.
That's dope. Massachusetts on the map. That's always
so
where
can they find you at on social media? So, and also, where can they find you at? The people that already have the social equity approved that are looking for advice?
So my personal social media is I am Derek D.
All right. Justin, we're going to have to put that up there with him.
PAX Massachusetts is, we're one of the few states that has their own PAX account. Most of them just have to use the main one, but they love what we're doing out here because we have the best product.
Doing great things out here.
So, you know, we get the support.
Right.
These guys are fantastic. I can't say enough about them as partners for what they bring to the table. And then our part, like, it's all come together. I'm so happy that my home state has some fire product now.
Nah, that's some good stuff.
Too.
I love it.
Thank you for bringing it over to us to try.
I'll never talk bad about our hometown weed again.
Thank you.
As long as it's Packwoods, like, exactly. Yeah, I know, but guaranteed it's going to be good. So,
I'm going on a tour tomorrow. If you want to go tour and you want to see some fireweed in Mass, I'll bring you with me, bro. I guarantee you're going to like this flower.
Can you name a couple spots you're going to go that you think people should check out?
Some brands. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to look at Impressed. So Ellie and Ralphie G, they're great people.
Okay.
Consistently been putting out high quality product. I've already mentioned some of the partners that we've worked with, but some ones that I'm looking at, like High Ledges, is putting out some really good stuff. High Mark Provisions is putting out a lot of good stuff. There's so many good cultivators and new ones that are coming online. There's this little tiny one called Realm. It's not the Garden Remedies Realm, although I love Garden Remedies. Those people they're really nice, and they have some. I feel like every single company can grow something fire, right? So they might not everything out of every building is going to be fire. And sometimes, you know, it's super hard to consistently grow high quality cannabis in Mass. So like, no matter how big or small they are, I'm sure if I go tour and I'm looking at what's available, I'll find something that I like in every single facility. And then there'll be some stuff that I don't like, you know, obviously, but in my position, I'm only looking to fill.
Job right there.
Yeah, I'm only looking to fill a couple different SKUs, so I go shopping for what I need. You know, so I just get to buy the best of
what
the
I
best.
like about Garden Remedies, they have that location out in Melrose, and it's open to midnight every night. So it's like sometimes when you kind of like, you know, I'm not gonna even break my neck to get over here and wait in line.
Yep.
This one's over here till midnight.
That's a great thing. How many?
Big.
That's a game changer, and that should be like a common sense thing. If you have a retail store, you want to be open late for people for potheads. Like, let's face it.
Because you kind of like, oh man, it comes in handy so many times. You're like, you know what? Let me run over here real quick.
Oh yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's great.
Who do you guys like right now? What's your favorite brands? Because I'm always on the hunt for the best, so I want to know.
Bud.
Packs.
When I go to the dispensary.
Or what do you look for? What's your?
I mean, like you said, I usually go for the THC. I go for indica.
Okay.
But lately I've been getting it, and it's been Like I'll smoke it, it tastes good, but it doesn't get me high. And
Are you
like,
looking at when it was harvested?
No.
Do you look at the dates?
Not
No,
at
I don't look at
all.
that.
Not even close.
So any plant, like once you harvest it, you have about 3 months for it to be really fresh.
Is
And then
that
it
label
starts-
on the?
Yeah. Ask your bud tender
thing?
before they check it out. You don't have to touch it. They can turn it around, and on your package, it tells you when it was harvested and when it was packaged.
You know what's crazy? I usually don't get the I try to get it from the bar.
The bud bar?
Yeah.
I love the bud bar.
So like
Yeah,
I usually
it's
get to smell it, you get to really see it. And
Yeah.
shit. So
You can
it's
ask them too when it was harvested, they'll tell you.
like,
And usually those are fresh.
and I
I'm gonna
sometimes
start
go by
going
and I
around.
ask them like, yo, how's it break down?
Yeah.
Because I hate
The
when-
density, yeah.
I hate when you open.
Yeah,
So
it
I start getting, you open
crumbles.
it up and it's dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, that's because it's been sitting around for a year because it was somebody else's booth and they couldn't sell it, so they made a reciprocity
So when am I looking
deal.
for it to be harvested? Like,
Fresh. You want it as fresh as possible.
Okay, it's
So
close to this.
after 3 months,
it's not like fine wine.
no. Hash is like that. Hash gets
Okay.
better, but flower after 3 months, you start to lose
Yeah.
terps. Terps are your taste and your effect. Like when I was in high school, I wanted to get high, like as high as I could and all that. But let's face it, like I smoked so long. I don't smoke to get high. I smoke for the taste and for the habit, right? Sure, I like it when it hits, but I'm more about taste, and you start to lose taste after 3 months.
Okay.
So, and then obviously, if you're losing taste, you're losing potency and all that. So, when they tested your 30% a year ago,
Before it was
Yeah.
30%.
Retest
but
that right now.
it's
Oh.
and
19.
when you open it up, it's going
and
to turn
dusty.
to dust and give you a headache. You can. That's why it's so
Damn.
cheap, but you get what you pay for. Buy it nice or buy it twice. That's it.
Damn.
That's the right thing, right?
Okay. Well, I'm glad you gave me this lesson, and I'm gonna be looking for the packs in the dispensaries now for sure. So, is there anything else we should know about Pax or Erva or Derek? Anything? Let me know.
No, everybody got to eat. I got to give them a
Oh
shout
yes,
out. Diddy
definitely.
Burger,
Shout out everybody.
Diddy
Gotta
Burger.
eat.
because it's
For
not just
sure.
about cannabis. It's about food, music,
Right.
culture. There might not be an SOP for how to do this right.
right.
But I think like food, music, cannabis, and fashion are the founding blocks, right? So like if you have all four of those pillars, then you're going to be able to build a brand.
Right.
For
you
sure.
know? So
Yeah, no, he's definitely
That's lit.
doing big things, and you are too. And collectively, as people, as community, you all are doing great things. So definitely keep it up. Thank you for coming on. Coffee, blunts, and donuts.
Thank you so much coming on, D.
all
This
right.
dude's stoned
I
over
am
here.
Gone.
Yeah.
Coffee, blunts, and
Yeah.
donuts.
And that was mass local flour.
Right.
And
Yeah, so look out for it. Local, everywhere, around the states, Coffee, blunts, and donuts. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. Thank you again, Derek.
Thank you.
We're out.
Roll it, light it. I'm high, but I'm